Imagine a world where it's just you working solo and you work 12 hours a day every day for like a year. And you're just grinding, you make a mistake, you learn from it, you grind, you make a mistake, you learn from it, and you do that for like a year. And then imagine a different world where you have 4 friends who are also equally grinding in something similar. Friend number 1 makes a mistake on Friday, he teaches the other 4 people. Friend number 2 makes a mistake the next week, teaches everyone. And then like you're all learning from each other's mistakes. You're all constantly studying 24/7 and downloading each other. Like after a year, you're like 2 years ahead of the guy who was just solo. If you're putting 1 million Orbeez in a pool, don't start the video with you shopping for, you know, your mom's birthday present. At the beginning of the video, just say, this is 100 million Orbeez. We're gonna fill this pool and this entire backyard with them. Last like 8 or 9 years, like every dollar I've made, I just spent it the next month on content. And I just did that every single month, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and here we are.
If you're not doing something that's just inherently fun to you, you're just quit. Just give up. Like you gotta at least semi-enjoy what you're doing, or you're gonna quit long before it gets to the point where it brings in money or whatever else could be driving you. So find what you love, and then I would just hyper obsess. Make sure no one doing what you're doing is doing it better. Make sure the videos are as good as possible.
A lot of times people, oh boy, it's like they think their videos are better than they are, honestly. And
tell them, Jimmy, tell them.
I mean, they do that, and they have horrible friend groups because you really are like the type of YouTubers you hang around. It's getting people with the right YouTuber friend group that aren't pussies and will actually tell them when their content's bad and like actually roast it and help them get better in a nice, positive way. Basically, what I did was I've somehow found these other like 4 lunatics. 3 of us were college dropouts. 1 was a high school dropout, and 1, I don't know, he just like quit his job. We all were super small YouTubers, and we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral. We would just get on Skype every morning, and like some days like I'd get on Skype at 7 a.m. and I'd be in the call until like 10 p.m. and then I'd go to bed, I'd wake up and I'd do it again. We'd do things like take 1,000 thumbnails and see if like there's a correlation to the brightness of the thumbnail to how many views it got.
Do you frequently go that far out of your way to capture the thumbnail?
Yeah, I mean, of course, everyone should. If people don't click, they don't watch. So you want to give them something to click. Something a lot of people forget is like unsuggested on phones, thumbnails are really fucking small. So like people are editing thumbnails full blown on their computer, and when you shrink it down, you can't see.
I mean, every video, even the stupid ones, I learned something, you know, and that's something I try to make a very big point of, is like, no matter how bad we mess up, like we sometimes have videos that have horrible retention. It's just like, as long as you learn from it, it's not the end of the world. I was offered $5 grand for a video, but this was when I was like 19. I was like, double it, and I'll walk outside and I'll give it to a homeless person. And they're like, no, you won't. And I was like, double it. And I was like pacing around my neighborhood for 3 hours convincing this guy, like on the phone, just double the money. I promise the video will go viral and I'll give it to a homeless person. I was like, $10,000 just looks better in a title. It'll get more views. I promise your app will do better. We try to all around be above the rest. Anyone can clickbait, but do you actually like deliver on it? We say we put 100 million Orbeez in the backyard, we put 100 million Orbeez in the backyard. Your title and thumbnail set expectations. Like what you're saying is like, I like bananas. And what you need is, bananas are the best goddamn food on the planet. Like that's the type of opinion you need. Like you need something like, how to get 100 million views on YouTube, or not even that, that's not strong enough. You need something that makes people go, what the fuck? What the fuck did he say in that video? What the fuck? I need to know. At the very beginning of the video, to minimize drop-off, you want to assure them that those expectations are being met. Match the expectations, and then you want to exceed them. So you want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more. Anytime you say the word algorithm, just replace it with audience. The algorithm didn't like that video? No, the audience didn't like that video. If I wasn't retaining a viewer, just would it make sense for you to promote it? Why would you promote a 10-minute video that people watch on average a minute and a half? YouTuber says it. It's like, no one will ever be able to replicate my style. I gotta edit it, but newsflash, someone can. It's actually not as difficult as you think. It was good that I got a really strong foundation on how YouTube works and how the style of videos I wanted and everything before I scaled up the team, if that makes any sense. I just want to make sure that's clear, because I've seen people try to build the team without foundation and knowing how to do well. I know that if we film this video, it will do well, just because I've spent a decade of my life hyper obsessing over YouTube and I have a good pulse on it. But if you didn't have that, then you wouldn't know. Like you wouldn't be able to spend $4 million on a Squid Game, because you might lose $2 million and then you can't pay your people. But of course, yeah, if I didn't have these people, I couldn't do half the stuff I do. Since I was 13, there probably hasn't been a single hour that's gone by that I've been awake where I haven't thought about YouTube. Like,
I'm just focused on making the best videos possible, period. I don't care about making money. I don't care about time. I don't care about anything. I just want to make the best videos on the planet. Literally all the algorithm does is reflect what the people want to a T. And if you deny that, you just make terrible videos and are trying to find a scapegoat. A lot of people aren't willing to put in 10 hours days because they don't like what they're doing. So it's finding what they enjoy, because it is like a long grind. Like, you're doing the for years, not months. So if you don't enjoy it, then you're gonna burn out. People think just because you go for views means you can't have fun, but you can pull views and you can have fun, which is what we purposely try to do. It's much easier to get 5 million views on one video than 50,000 views on 100 videos. It takes way less effort to get 5 million views on one video. Back then, which I think small YouTubers should do, is I would reply to every single comment. And so I think a few people caught on that I would always reply. And so some people would just be like, I wonder how long it'll take for him to reply. So that was a lot of my comments when I was smaller, but at least it kept him coming back.
And some minor tips I could give is like, if somehow you could have a payoff at the end, then more people are gonna watch to the end just to see what happened.
Whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
Cut out all dull moments, try not to over-explain things. If a camera just sits on me and I'm just talking for 20 seconds, it doesn't hold retention as well as, you know, maybe me talking and other footage popping up.
Fique até o final e descubra todas as dicas do maior youtuber de todos os tempos. 1. Experimente e estude diferentes fatores que afetam o desempenho do vídeo, como o brilho da miniatura, as taxas de cliques e outras coisas relacionadas. 2. Colabore e aprenda com criadores que tenham interesses semelhantes. 3. Realize pesquisas sobre o que torna um bom vídeo, como roteiro, miniatura e ritmo. 4. Tenha certeza que seus amigos estão sendo sinceros e dão críticas construtivas. 5. Crie vídeos em vários idiomas para alcançar um público mais amplo. 6. Estabeleça e cumpra altas expectativas com títulos, miniaturas e conteúdo do vídeo. 7. Faça vídeos que reflitam os interesses e preferências do público, em vez de se concentrar apenas em atender aos algoritmos. 8. Esforce-se para produzir conteúdo envolvente de alta qualidade de forma consistente. 9. Valorize o feedback dos espectadores e utilize-o para melhorar o conteúdo futuro. 10. Esteja disposto a se adaptar e mudar para manter os vídeos frescos e empolgantes. 11. Encontre prazer e paixão no que está fazendo para evitar o esgotamento. 12. A motivação pode vir de várias fontes e ter várias razões para ser um youtuber. 13. Evite informações erradas e se eduque sobre as melhores práticas do YouTube. 14. Crie conteúdo envolvente com recompensas no final para incentivar maior retenção. 15. Evite momentos monótonos nos vídeos e mantenha o conteúdo conciso e envolvente. 16. Se concentre em produzir vídeos de alto impacto em vez de espalhar esforços em vários de baixo impacto. 17. Interaja com seu público respondendo a comentários. 18. Analise os dados de retenção do público para identificar pontos fracos em seus vídeos e melhorar. Use essas dicas com sabedoria e cresça seu canal no YouTube. Na descrição do vídeo vai ter uma lista de canais para crescer e tirar dúvidas sobre YouTube. Inscreva-se no nosso canal e nos vemos no próximo vídeo.